I'm not gay.
I was just shy.
There are famous people. And then there is Michael Jackson. Most celebrities make people nervous. Michael Jackson made people forget how to be human entirely. Security guards forgot their training. Interviewers forgot their questions. Grown adults forgot basic social skills they had been using their entire lives. And the funniest part? Michael thought all of it was absolutely hilarious.
And if you just believe, there's no way we can fall. But if you just believe, there's no way we can fall. Hello. Hello.
The effect he had. Fame does something strange to the people around fame. It rewires normal social behavior in ways that are impossible to predict.
I'm sorry, Joe. Is he in the light? His shoulders.
Around most celebrities, people get quieter, more polite, more careful with what they say. Around Michael Jackson, people short-circuited completely. And the stories that come out of people who spent time with him, the ones who actually knew him, worked with him, travelled with him, all carry the same quality. A kind of warm, helpless chaos that happened whenever he was in the room. Not because he was difficult, because he was Michael Jackson, and nobody had any idea what to do with that.
She can't stop. She can't stop her from making
The movie theatre. Chris Tucker had some of the best Michael Jackson stories anyone has ever told. The two of them were genuinely close friends, which meant Chris witnessed Michael attempting to navigate the normal world on a regular basis.
And then all of a sudden, we watching the movie, he's the loudest person in there.
Really?
You know? Yeah, he's watching the movie like, hee hee. I said, Michael, would you shut up before people see you?
I'm sorry, it was funny, Chris.
Yeah.
One of the most memorable of these attempts was a trip to see a movie. Michael wanted to go. Michael was also Michael Jackson. These two facts were going to create a problem, and Chris knew it the moment it started. What happened next, the disguise, the setup, the way it all fell apart despite every precaution, is one of those stories that captures exactly who Michael was behind the public image. A man who desperately wanted ordinary moments and could never quite have them, but found a way to enjoy the chaos anyway.
Theater with him. Hard because Michael got to sneak in the movie right before it starts. So Michael come in there like with a ninja suit on, he's hiding and all black. All of a sudden I'm sitting there, where's Michael? And then I turn around, he's like, hey Chris. I'm like, oh man! How long you been here?
About 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
The church trip. Steve Harvey's version of travelling with Michael covers similar territory with entirely different energy. When he suggested the two of them go to church together and Michael agreed, Steve assumed that they were keeping it low-key. Michael had a different interpretation of what keeping it low-key meant. What unfolded on the way to that church is the perfect illustration of the gap between how Michael understood his own fame and how the rest of the world experienced it. The fans, the crowd, the moment the window came down, it is the kind of story that is funnier every time you hear it.
One day, Ramon called me and said, Steve, Michael want to talk to you. I said, what's up, Mike? He said, man, I need to go to church. I just want to go to church. And I said, well, he said, well, can you take me to church? I said, yeah, man, I'd take you to church because Mike thought they was gonna convict him. I said, Mike, I'm gonna come pick you up and we can go to church. I said, Mike, did you tell anybody you was going to church? Oh no, I wanted it to be a secret. I said, okay, cool. We get down, people all on the side, where, Michael, I'm going, what the hell? I said, Mike, I thought I told you, ain't tell nobody. I never opened my mouth. This ass rolled the window down. People was reaching in there, tearing his clothes off. They're pulling me. I said, roll your window up. Shut up all that whining and Mike, and roll your window.
The look-alike contest. At a certain point, the world had enough Michael Jackson impersonators that someone thought staging a look-alike contest with the real Michael secretly in attendance was a good idea. On paper, a brilliant premise. In practice, the moment Michael Jackson walked into a room full of people dressed as Michael Jackson, things went sideways immediately. He could not hold it together, not even close. Every time the scene tried to proceed, Michael himself was the reason it couldn't. His reaction to seeing versions of himself from the outside and performed by people who had dedicated serious effort to the impression was pure joy and complete inability to stay composed. Lisa Marie and the interview. Michael kept his personal life intensely private, but during his marriage to Lisa Marie Presley, the two of them appeared together publicly, and one particular interview produced a moment that became instantly iconic. When an interviewer asked a simple question about whether they might ever record music together, the conversation went somewhere nobody expected. Lisa Marie's response was immediate and defensive in a way that caught everyone off guard, including Michael, who found the whole thing privately, visibly hilarious. His reaction in real time is a masterclass in containing amusement while sitting directly next to the person who is causing it.
It's funny.
Are you going to sing together?
No, I would love to sing with you. Would you like to sing with me?
You don't sing?
I don't sing. I did sing, but that's not why I married Michael. I don't need that. That's ridiculous. If I wanted it, I mean, I'm not going to marry someone for a recording career, just to clear that up as well.
The birthday dodge. Interviewers who went into a conversation with Michael Jackson thinking they could steer it wherever they wanted, learned quickly that Michael had his own ideas about where conversations were going. When one interviewer tried to make the approach of his 40th birthday a talking point, Michael redirected with the precision and calm of someone who had been fielding questions he didn't like for decades and had developed a complete system for not answering them. Smooth, unbothered, and very effective.
4-0 question.
You're getting close to your 40th birthday. How is it the way you feel about music?
I did not circle that question.
I'm sorry.
The Grammy jab. Michael Jackson was known for being generous, warm, and deeply family-oriented. He was also clearly human. At one Grammy ceremony, his thank you speech took a turn that caught the audience completely off guard. A single line directed at one of his brothers that landed like a perfectly placed punchline. The kind of thing you rewind twice to make sure you heard correctly. Chris Tucker and the generosity. One of the most famous things about Michael Jackson was his generosity. He gave on a scale that most people struggle to comprehend. Chris Tucker experienced this firsthand when he made the mistake of complimenting something in Michael's home without fully thinking through the consequences. What started with one item escalated quickly into Chris realizing exactly how far he could push this before Michael caught on. And Michael catching on at precisely the right moment to deliver one of the greatest responses in the history of celebrity friendship. The pivot from the TV to the Rolls-Royce is something you have to hear to believe.
And Michael was just so nice, man. You'd be around him and you just get happy, man. He would give you anything if you liked something. Like I was just complimenting a flat screen TV he had, and he gave it to me. I was like, Michael, I didn't want the TV. But then the black came out of me. I started liking everything after that. I was like, Michael, I like that Rolls Royce. That's a bad Rolls Royce. Not the old one, the new Rolls Royce, right there. He was like, you like it, Chris? I said, yeah, I like it. He said, you sure you like it? I said, yeah, I like it. He said, well, you better go buy one, because I ain't giving you no Rolls.
The grocery store. Because Michael became famous so young, there were entire categories of ordinary life he had simply never experienced as a regular person. One of the things he always wanted to do was go grocery shopping. Not a star-studded event, not a curated experience, just walk through a supermarket and pick things off shelves like a normal human being. The people around him made it happen. They arranged an empty supermarket, filled it with friends and actors, and surprised him with the experience. His reaction to something that most people do on autopilot every week says everything about the kind of childhood that level of fame takes from a person, and everything about how much joy he found in the simplest things when he finally got access to them. Mike Tyson. The first time Mike Tyson and Michael Jackson encountered each other did not go especially well. A peace sign was given, a peace sign was returned, and then something happened, or didn't happen, that left Mike Tyson with an impression of Michael Jackson that was distinctly unfavourable. What came next was a complete reversal. Once the two of them actually spent time together and Mike saw who Michael actually was, his opinion transformed entirely. The story of how that shift happened, and how a man who was ready to hold a grudge forever ended up with genuine respect, is one of the best Michael Jackson stories in existence.
Got brushed off.
Dawn goes and Dawn gives Michael Jackson the peace sign like this.
Okay.
Right, and then so Michael gives Dawn the peace sign, and so I give Michael the peace sign, and Michael put his hand down.
Right.
And I'm saying, but in a way I said, did he play me? And no, he didn't play me. I said, let me just go and meet Mike.
Neverland and Bubbles. Michael Jackson kept a chimpanzee named Bubbles who reportedly understood sign language. He also kept an extensive private zoo at Neverland Ranch on a scale that most people who heard about it assumed was an exaggeration. It was not an exaggeration. The people who actually went there, Eddie Murphy among them, came back with descriptions that sounded like a nature documentary.
The chimp?
Yeah, you know, I met Bubbles, but Bubbles, he had Bubbles and Michael had like a big, like a real zoo at his house. And with really, like with a big zoo with giraffes. And, I mean, he had a facility, a thing that was so big that giraffes was walking around and like, ugh. It was huge.
Michael Jackson was a genius, a global icon, and the most famous person on earth for the better part of 3 decades. He was also a man who wanted to go grocery shopping, sneak into a movie, and give his friend a television set without it turning into a negotiation. The people who got close enough to see both versions of him, the icon and the person, all say the same thing. The person was better. Like and subscribe for more moments from people who knew the real Michael Jackson. Thanks for watching.